Where can we find God? God is all around us in the world. We can meet God and learn about God when we pause and pay attention. So, be alert to God. Today, we're by a river. Have you ever been to see a river? There is so much to see and notice. See the way the water moves. Notice the plants along the river's edge and the animals, birds and insects who make the river their home. A river is always on the move. The water flows from high ground, on and on until it reaches the sea. This is the River Severn. It's 220 miles long and flows from high in the Welsh mountains all the way to the Bristol Channel. But where can we find God? By the river. The river never stays still. It's always on the move, the water flowing onwards. It's a picture of adventure. You never know what is around the next bend of the river, but the water doesn't hesitate. It rushes on to see new things, new places, on to adventure. In the Bible, in the book of Hebrews, we hear that God is always calling his people on an adventure to discover something new and wonderful. Listen to these verses. All these great men died in faith. They did not get the things that God promised his people, but they saw them coming far in the future and were glad. They said they were like visitors and strangers on earth. When people say such things, then they show that they are looking for a country that will be their own country. If they had been thinking about the country they had left, they could have gone back. But those men were waiting for a better country, a heavenly country. God has always called his people on adventure, to do better, to be better, to discover new things. I wonder whether you are on an adventure too. Watch the water of the river as it rushes along on an adventure to discover something new. What adventure are you on today? What are you learning? And how are you growing? God calls you on an adventure too. So tell God about one thing you'd like to do in your life. Tell God about something you hope is waiting for you round the next bend of the river. Be alert to God by the river and step out into adventure.